There was a recent survey conducted by Workshop 17. They are the shared workspace organization that surveyed 5,000 of their members to get a view on workplace attire. They interviewed something like 5,000 members, 745 companies at the 8 locations. And they asked the question, do we still have people dressing up for success? What does that even mean? Is it still power suit, shirt and tie? Or are we seeing productivity when it comes to people dressing comfortably with beach shorts, t-shirts? That's what I'm wearing at the moment. Penelope Meniere is the marketing director at Workshop 17. What does your survey show? Do people still want to dress for success?
So, hi Lester, thanks for having me on the show. So I think first and foremost, it was a very informal chat and discussion. We've got over 5,000 members, over 96 sectors, as you say. So I think most certainly when you talk about, do we still need to dress for success, or do clothes still matter to our success at work? I think it kind of begs the question is, what is work nowadays, and how much has it actually evolved? And we can all see that, that shift from the business suit, that smart suit, and then obviously the death of the tie and high heels, to a sort of a business casual, which was adopted in, I would say, Silicon Valley in the 1980s, the sort of the high-tech tackies and, or sneakers, should I say, and jeans. And then obviously with COVID and the kind of the introduction of a very different style, or work style. And I think we all kind of fell into the same genre of kind of wearing top up or shoulder wear up, and then on the bottom we had our sweatpants or whatever. So people really kind of saw our workwear, sort of half of our workwear. And that's definitely evolved into what we wear to work now. But similarly, it's evolved into the way we work. And I think coming out of COVID, it's seen, and particularly at Workshop 17, we've seen a big shift in our members, and then workwear casualization, which is kind of a new term that's been coined. Particularly evident, I think, in our millennial members, and even more so in a number of Gen Zs, which we're getting more and more of, which is great. And if you look at those generations, or the two different sectors, you look at, they're more focused on a much bigger work-life balance. And in that way, they're looking at work as, they work in a very agile way, which our locations definitely lend themselves to. So they're not likely to spend their full day at work. They're in and out, they're quite transient, they're working in between spaces. And convenience, we've seen, is definitely key. So people don't want to spend 2 to 3 or have 2 to 3 wardrobe changes during the day. They want to get through the day. They want one for work, one for drinks afterwards, and then obviously one for potentially for even exercise. So
does conformity, Penelope, does conformity still drive workplace cohesion, that we have a agreed upon code on what is suitable for our workspace, and if we largely conform to that code, that's going to make us a more cohesive unit, and therefore a more productive unit?
Most certainly. And then when we think about conformity, we think about uniforms, we think, it's kind of being obedient or towing the line. But I think, people still are, inherently, we still want to be part of a tribe. We still want to be part of, a team or a group. And I think that's where the feedback that we got, or the members that we chatted to, and the insights that we got, were very valuable in kind of rebuilding, or I wouldn't say rebranding, but rebuilding our teamwear. We don't like to call it uniforms because you kind of feel like it's an assembly line. But people still want to belong to something. They still want to, be part of a group or a tribe, because that really is, at the end of the day, it's your working identity, and it's very important. So that comes up as a key pointer in our decision, and where to kind of drive those the clothing line, the kit, should I call it, team kit.
Fashion, of course, evolves. What is palatable also evolves, and I'm particularly talking from a man's perspective. I'm seeing many CEO types, many management types, still wearing the collared shirt and jacket, but they're matching that with a far more comfortable shoe, almost a formal type of sneaker, if a sneaker can be formal. But we're seeing, yes, you're still looking managerial from the ankles up, but below the ankles, you are dressing up more to one's age or one's comfortability limit.
Yeah. Yes, and I think you're really right. You've hit the nail on the head. I mean, as I said, we have a lot of sectors, a lot of different businesses, and that kind of showcases that, yes, you've got, your designers all the way up to your lawyers and your CEOs. And the footwear, fundamentally we've seen that shift come in the 1980s with Apple and the big Silicon Valleys, as I said, very much so, sneakers and that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, it always lends itself to having a button-down shirt or, it's a polo shirt I don't think is ever going to die. So that is really, a big one. It's really it's smart casual. So yes, comfort is a big one, but I think, as you say, it's also kind of almost bringing in a personalization of my workwear. I want to create it to have something of me. It's a uniqueness, and uniqueness is really important. The wearer wants to feel good, and if I've got something that's comfortable, then I'm going to be more productive. So I think that's very, very important. Most certainly.
Really appreciate your time. Penelope Meniere, Marketing Director at Workshop 17. I'm really fascinated by their survey, saying that as much as the world changes, as much as people want to be very flexible in how they dress to work, there's still a level of conformity. And are you an outlier? Are you someone who works in a particular department and you feel, well, I don't want to wear shirt and tie. If I look down at our marketing department and our sales department, there's people who dress up to the nines to the office. I'm wearing a golf shirt and I'm wearing a tattered jeans and I'm wearing bright yellow Crocs. Not because I feel special, because that's what makes my day comfortable.